Well,
there's
before we go to the
there's
video,
people.
when you're with your grandparents and they do that, do they make a scene? Do they do the lift the leg thing, or it just naturally comes out?
It, it's
There's no theater with it involved.
no, it's just one motion. It's whatever position they're in, it's coming out. It doesn't matter if they're sitting down. I've seen it where they'll be sitting down and they'll fart as they stand up and start walking, and they'll. It's still like it's just one constant motion.
Welcome to Fish and Snacks, the podcast that teaches you all about what's going on in sports, in life, and in Hollywood. And now, how about a nice round of applause for Eric Fish Snyder and Brad Snacks Grunberg.
Bradley Snacks Grunberg, eat a Snickers bar. What the hell happened? You morphed into our producer, Jordan Deck. For everyone, friends of Fish and Snacks, it took, 28 episodes. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. He's filling in for Snacks today. Snacks' car got stuck. His battery went dead at a Chick-fil-A, and he has no cell service, the idiot. So guess who steps in? The king, Jordan. Welcome to Fish and Snacks, buddy.
How you doing, Fish?
Doing good, buddy. It's good to have a little youngness, a little swag in this thing. Not two old men, not Brad with the schleppy Target T-shirt on, whatever he wears, and the stain, and me looking like a schlub. You're here. You're handsome, and what you do is you start our shows off by showing a funny video. Let's hit one.
You know, when you showed me up, you put some of the stuffing in the wrong places, so I'm a little fucked up. But will you take care of me forever and ever? Yeah, I mean.
Oh, Peter Griffin from Family Guy, right?
As a cow.
As a cow. God. Yeah.
As a cow.
I would say, you wonder if cows really think and talk like that. You know, we always wonder as humans if animals could talk, what they'd sound like. Let's hope cows don't sound like that. Maybe they do. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, after Brad gets done with him, that's why he was missing a nose. You know what I mean? He goes after it raw. He likes his beef.
Loves his food. Yeah, today's show is in honor of him. I mean, look, if he's going to miss this show because he's trying to get Chick-fil-A for his family, we're going to honor him in his absence. And
well, most of the order that he ordered from Chick-fil-A was for him. So yeah. He says that he can't get here because his car broke down, but in reality, he's just waiting the 2 hours for his order, right? Which is about 45 items.
I don't know how you do it to segue, but you find these videos that are insane, and you say, Fish, in our pre-production, you said, Fish, I found these videos of this guy. And I think these next 3 videos, I'm going to tell the audience, is some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. And the guy gets $20 million to do this. And it's a guy that calls himself the Silly Unk. He puts food on his head, and this guy has gone completely viral to, like I said, 20 million views. Let's show the videos because it's insane.
The watermelon wiener man, wiener man, wiener man. I'm the watermelon wiener man. Do you want some? I'm the watermelon wiener man.
God.
Wiener man. Wiener man.
What's crazy is that video goes on for about a minute and a half. Can't do it. But it's funny.
We're
showing videos that have to do with food in honor of Snacks. That's what, the fact that he couldn't be here today. So
he's going to be pissed off because he's always trying to look, a way to make a buck. And if these guys are doing that to their faces and heads and disguising their voices, he's probably thinking, why the hell can't I do that? Well, this guy stole it the first. He's the first one to do it. We have another video. Let's show it.
I am a Cuban sandwich. I am the Cuban sandwich head man. I am the Cuban sandwich head man, the Cuban sandwich head man, the Cuban sandwich head man. I am the Cuban sandwich head man, the Cuban sandwich head man. Have you ate your Cuban sandwich today? It's delicious.
Look at that tomato. Tell the audience about that tomato. What happened?
So I have to cut the video short because it's way too long. And so about a minute into the video, the tomato juice starts dripping down his face and goes into his nose, and he just keeps going. The Cuban sandwich head, and there's just tomato juice. Just doesn't care.
Staying in character.
Yeah.
This next one, there's not a straight face on the planet when they see this next one.
Hi, I'm Tony the Tiger, the sugar frosted flakes, banana hat man. Hi, listen here. I love me some good old sugar frosted flakes, especially in the morning. A lot of people don't know how to eat sugar frosted flakes. I love sugar frosted flakes so much, I eat them like this.
Oh my God, dude.
You know, we talk about life on other planets. If they come down and they use this guy as a subject, they ain't coming back.
No, they saw the video, and that's why we haven't made alien contact yet, because they see that shit.
What if he's an alien? What if he's an alien, that guy? You don't know. You know?
Dude, that dude sounded like Morgan Freeman meets crackhead meets
that's great.
Head, man.
Yeah. Next
him and Snacks should hang out, though. He loves food. You know?
Yeah. Snacks is dying right. When Snacks sees this show, he's gonna say, how come I didn't think of this? You know. He can go to any burger joint and put on top of his head. The dude literally eats 3 takeouts a day. There's 7 days with 21 restaurants he hits a day. Some are the same. He doesn't cook for himself. I doubt he has 2 pots and pans in his entire condo. So look, maybe you hit on something. We can get that guy on in a podcast with Snacks, and they could do a sing-a-thon. That'd be great. But you know what? You know what gets us going, man? And gets you going?
What?
Look at that. That's Dubby, Jordo. And today's episode is fueled by Dubby energy drinks for those moments when motivation clocks out early, but expectations are still very much clocked in. Dubby gives you a clean, jitter-free energy with no sugar crashes, Jordo. No sketchy ingredients, and none of that, quote, am I focused, am I vibrating feeling. Just smooth mental clarity so you can lock in, power through, and maybe even make good decisions. No promises, but better odds. Whether you're grinding at work like he does, gaming way past a reasonable bedtime like I do, or just trying to survive another group chat argument, Dubby's got your back. And because Dubby supports the chaos responsibly, you can get 10% off your entire order at dubby.gg when you use the promo code Fish and Snacks at checkout. That's Fish and Snacks, all caps, one word, 0 regrets. Dubby energy drinks, energy that shows up unlike your willpower. Okay. You send me this stuff about stupid shit that stupid people do. And now we got verified incidents of real stupid people. Okay. I'm going to read it. I look at the expression on your face because you know about this, but when you read this stuff, I can't get through these without dying laughing. A man robbed a bank using a note with his full name on it. He wrote the demand on the back of the deposit slip that already had a name printed on the deposit slip. What does the teller?
You can't make it up. I mean,
can't make it up.
This is real life.
Cannot make any of this stuff up. A woman called police to report her own drug dealer for being late. Officers arrived and arrested both of them. Florida figures. That had to be in like Lake Okeechobee, where they like one of the big meth capitals of the United States. How about a man trying to rob a store with a live grenade? It turned out to be real. He was arrested without it detonating. I mean, what? Just a fake grenade? Someone can see that?
It was a real grenade. It was a real
grenade.
Yeah.
You know. Suspect escaped jail and was caught because he commented on Facebook bragging about it. Police tracked his IP address. Listen to this one there, Jordo. A man stole an excavator and used it to destroy a bar that banned him. Get 86, caused millions of damage before being arrested. Go in there with a baseball bat. You're gonna steal an excavator? That adds more to the sentence. Moron. There's 3 levels of stupidity. There's moron, imbecile, and idiocy. When we read these things, these are all combined in one. Would you agree?
I would 100% agree.
All right.
100% agree.
How about this one? A tourist jumped into a crocodile enclosure to, quote, prove they're not dangerous, was immediately attacked and survived. I'm just immediately attacked. What is he? You think these people are on some?
Confidence. False confidence.
Confidence, ego. I guess Freud was right. The id. Ego, jealousy, power, and greed will succumb to the world. A tourist here we go. A man sued himself after committing a crime, claimed his own actions violated his civil rights. Really? You're dying. Last one. A man tried to pay bail with counterfeit money, was charged again before leaving the station. Classic. Wow. I don't know if Snatch could be capable of any of that stuff. He's not that stupid. But what he is, in honor of food of our good friend and podcast partner, Brad Snatch Grunberg, I really hope that AAA gets there in time so you can get the 5 o'clock special over at Chick-fil-A on Pico in West Los Angeles, you prick. Make fun of them all the time. We have some videos, speaking of restaurants, of people calling restaurants for delivery at the same time, Jordo. Riot attacks. Let's do it.
Yeah, how can I help you? Hello? Yeah, how can I help you? It's a Chinese restaurant. Yeah, how can I help you? Yeah. What?
You can't even keep a straight face.
What can I order? How can I help you? What the mean? It's Chinese restaurant. How can I help you, baby? You want to order or no? What you mean? What's up? It's Chinese restaurant. I don't call you. You call me. No, I don't call you. No, I don't call you.
Oh my God.
Let's do a disclaimer. We are in no way making fun of any gender, any race, any creed or color. These things actually happen. So we're not trying to focus, profile, or anything like that. That's fucked up, though. Give me another one.
Cheesy bread, the bacon and jalapeno, or the spinach and feta?
You said cheesy, regular cheesy bread?
So you want the regular stuffed cheesy bread?
You want the regular cheesy bread or you want something else? Oh my God. Yes. What are you getting?
I'm the one taking the order, ma'am.
You're making a new order.
No, ma'am, I'm asking, do you want the cheese-only stuffed cheesy bread, the bacon and jalapeno?
Dude, that would be so fun to just sit there and watch what happens.
They're creative. I mean, look, I take to-go orders at Chuck's Tavern on North Durango, and the worst thing you could do when you take out to-go orders, 90% of the time, a lot of people don't know. They'll ask you, "You're busy. What's on the menu?" And I'll say, "We have 96 things on the menu." Then they'll ask you, and you be as cordial as you can, but then a lot of times there are a lot of prank calls. A lot of times they call and don't show up. I don't want to give anyone any ideas. We have 2 locations, so
Yeah, they're all drunk, right?
What?
They're all
No.
drunk, right? Colin? No?
I'm wrong. 90% of the people that call in are actually legitimate and they're fine, but some of the ones I get are insane. They'll call up. I'm a fish house, right? And they'll say, "Do you have anything close to the Del Taco Green Burrito?" And I'll say, "Well, why don't you just go to Del Taco?" It's crazy what you get. Let's do another one.
Yes, how can I help you? Hello? Yeah, can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Who is that? Hello? Hello, yes. Yes, how can I help you? I don't know, you call me. No, this is a restaurant.
That's classic. Let me ask you a question. When you call and you place a takeout order, do you have patience?
I usually don't get takeout. I just go out to eat. I mean, I don't, you know what I mean? I used to order a lot of DoorDash, but I just don't really do that anymore. I don't cook for myself. I'm kind of like Snacks. I barely cook for myself. So I do go out a lot, but I go out. Like I just, if I'm gonna eat something out, I'll go out. Um, Sometimes I'll do a to go order, but um, I don't know. I guess it's different for Brad because he lives in LA and I would be ordering DoorDash too, man. Fuck that. I'm not driving 30 minutes to go a mile down the road to pick up some food, you know what I mean? But yeah. I
I
live in
think
Arizona, so
he likes to do that. He likes to go out, talk, have relationships with people behind a voice, you know, and he likes playing pranks on people. So, but he also loves the food. But I
yeah,
do order out.
we showed the drive-through stuff that he did in an earlier episode, which is hilarious.
Yeah,
I
it
had to
was.
throw it in our trailer. Uh,
It's great. You know, and a lot of these people, a lot of places he goes at the Burger King, they know who he is by his voice. You know,
oh yeah.
that's amazing. They'll come in and look. You go to a drive-through and hi, can I help you? Welcome to Burger King, and he'll start talking. Oh, hi, Brad. Hi, Snacks. The usual, you know. And so
Yeah. And when
he's
they see his car coming, they're like, "Oh, fuck."
yeah. But he tips, which is great. He tips, which is awesome. You know, very rarely get tipped at a drive-through, but getting back to phone orders and stuff like that, I can't stand calling a restaurant and the person on the other line doesn't speak English. I don't understand that, you know, and they get mad at you for not understanding them, right? It's I'm not
Well, soon it's
profiling it
just
like
gonna
that.
be soon it's just gonna be AI answering the phone. They're not
Absolutely
even I mean, it's already becoming to that point, like, you don't really call anyone to order food anymore. You just order on DoorDash if you're gonna order,
right.
you know what I mean? I mean, you can literally order anything you want. Like, there's places that, like, years ago, you couldn't just order takeout at, like, you'd have to you place a to-go order and go pick it up somewhere, now you can go to a four-star restaurant and have them deliver it to you, which is
Isn't that
pretty
great?
cool. Yeah,
Isn't that unbelievable? Yeah, it's true. You know, it's
yeah.
AI, and we'll talk about AI later in the show. It's coming. It's here, and it's expanding faster than ever. So we'll see what that does. I mean, I'm 65 years old. I wonder what the world look like in 20 years if I'm still around. But you're gonna live. How old are you? 32, 33,
I'm 31.
31. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be so prevalent in your life as you get older, good and bad. But this still happens no matter what, AI or not. A man robbed a Florida Taco Bell,
Here we
then placed
go.
his food order and waits for it. That with this whole theme we're talking about is stupidity, aliens trying to figure us out, and people with this. When I read this one, follow this there, Fish and Snacks number 28 audience. Handsome Jordo sitting in for Grunberg, who just found out through a text that he's waiting. He finally got his cell service back, and he's waiting for AAA to come just to jump him. He can't find one fucking person to jump his car. You can't. The people are there. See that stupid?
Like I said, it's not that he's just eating. That's what he's sitting at Chick-fil-A right now eating, you know?
He's sitting in a drive. His car's stuck in a drive-through, so they got to push his car out, right? So they can get other people in there. But you think all the cars coming through, he doesn't have jumper cables. It's his battery. You know, I don't think he has that kind of those Oryx survival techniques. But we'll get him through when he sees this. He'll laugh. A man robbed a Florida Taco Bell, like I said, and then places the order and waits for it. Police say in Florida, obviously, Jordo, police say a man who allegedly robbed a Taco Bell at gunpoint made one critical mistake. He stayed for dinner. According to authorities, the suspect entered a Taco Bell restaurant, brandished a firearm, and demanded cash from the employees. After receiving the money, the man did not flee the scene. Instead, he approached the counter and ordered food. Insane. Witnesses reported that the suspect calmly placed his order and waited inside the restaurant as though nothing unusual had occurred. Employees, meanwhile, contacted police while preparing his food. Me, I would have prepared his food a different way. Forget it. Officers arrived at the Taco Bell before the order was completed and found the suspect still inside the restaurant. He was taken into custody, Jordan, without incident at the counter. Police recovered the stolen cash, and no injuries were reported. The man now faces charge related to armed robbery, and investigators declined to comment on what items he ordered, but confirmed the meal was never served. Law enforcement officials described the incident as an example of, quote, poor decision making under pressure. Here's the key takeaway. While police encourage citizens to avoid committing crimes altogether, they strongly advise not lingering at the scene, especially during peak Taco Bell wait times.
You know what's funny is this: if Snacks was a criminal, this is his story. Like, that guy had to have been very hungry, right? Very hungry. You know?
Very, very hungry.
Yeah.
You're robbing the employees. You're probably on camera, but let's just have something to eat, and let's trust the employees are going to make it to the standards of what a Taco Bell taco or an enchilada, whatever you got, the chicken burrito supreme. Like I said earlier in this conversation, I would have served them something a little bit different. So we all do this. We've talked about it on one of our fish and snacks. I don't think I've ever seen my wife fart, but old people farts are the worst.
Yeah.
When my mom was sick, I couldn't believe it, and I'm not putting that. And I never heard her fart a day of her life. But wow, they don't seem to care because I'm old. I can get away with it, right? They just let it rip. No shame, no guilt, no remorse, just straight dust coming out of their pooper. Okay. I take, I'm 65 years old. They just slip. They just slip. You're walking, what? You know, it's embarrassing. But then I use this. I don't give a shit what you think, man. I've earned, at my age, I've earned the right to let them rip.
I'll
You got
tell
some
you what.
videos? What do you think?
Yeah. Well, before the videos, I was going to tell you. So I sometimes I'll talk to my grandparents, and they'll be talking to me with a straight face, and just let it rip. No holding back. No excuse me. Just and keep talking as if nothing happened.
And you're in the room, right? There's no excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. This
Everyone's in the room. It's not even just me. Don't do that at a restaurant while we're ordering. You know what I mean? So I wanted to put together an episode. We were just kidding about his car breaking down. It's just funny that he'd be the Chick-fil-A. That's what we came up with. But we knew he wasn't going to be here today. He's taking care of some things, and I wanted to put together an episode that was, snacks related, right? So I had some food, and I got some farts. Man, you can't have, snacks without farts and food. You know what I mean?
well, before we go to the
those are his 2 things.
videos, when you're with your grandparents and they do that, do they make a scene? Do they do the lift the leg thing, or it just naturally comes out?
It's
There's no theater with it involved.
no, it's just one motion. It's whatever position they're in, it's coming out. It doesn't matter if they're sitting down. I've seen it where they'll be sitting down and they'll fart as they stand up and start walking, and it's still like it's just one constant motion,
Right.
just continuously farting. No shame,
Oh God.
just dust, like you said.
Let's hit it. Let's see what we got.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Everyone's in the room. Just no shame, no excuse me. Yeah.
She's dying. She's dying. Yeah. We're not making fun of people, but these are real
we're
videos.
making fun of people.
We're making fun of people. Okay. We're making fun of people.
That's why it's
Okay.
funny, because everyone knows it's true. You know what I mean? But yeah, and then we got to point out the funny things in life.
Yeah. We all do it. Let's give another one. We got 2 more.
That was a year.
Wow, that sounded like it hurt.
That hurt. That's a squirter.
Mm.
You know what they say at my age? Never
What?
trust a
Never trust
fart.
a fart? Yeah.
Never trust a
Yeah.
fart, man.
That was George Carlin, wasn't it? That
Sure.
said that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Never trust a fart.
Yeah. Rest in peace, George Carlin, man. What a legend. What a legend. All right, we got one more.
Got one more.
Oh my god!
That hurt.
Holy shit!
That hurts.
That hurt.
That hurt.
Oh my!
That's
That
the
sounded
worst.
like a buzzsaw.
Yeah. Oh God. How do you get the sound? I mean, just usually a fart. They that loud. You see that guy on TikTok? He's a guy that walks through Walmarts and Targets and just farts in their people.
I've seen
He,
it. Yep,
he
I've
makes
seen it.
millions of dollars doing that.
That's
I-
harder though. Like I give that guy credit. That dude has to like do something. Putting food on your head sitting in your car, it's a little bit easier.
Yeah,
So.
but he gets some. He said he was on Kimmel or one of the late night shows, and he said
He was on
people want to
Kimmel?
fight me. He was on Kimmel or Fallon, yeah, because and he gets. I saw him on a late night thing. Was it on? I can't remember what it was, and I'll try and get it. But and he said, it's not staged, and he'll do it, and he's got people come at him. He's cut it
Oh, I'm
out, but
sure.
they get pissed, and well, because he'll lean down people and he'll just fart. Right, it's a farting machine that he has. It sounds you can't tell that it's not.
I've seen the videos. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's phenomenal. And he gets and it's actually rude what he does, stuff like that.
We showed one of his other videos too. It wasn't a farting one. It was he had somebody hold like a can of something, and he's like, "Can you read the ingredients to me? I don't have my glasses, and I just want to make sure it's safe for my wife." And it's like an insane amount of ingredients, and the guy just starts reading it, and he just walks away,
Yes.
and then he comes back and walks away again. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Guy's funny though.
He is funny, yeah, and farts and poop seem to be throughout the history of time laughable, because we all do it, and if you're around a 5-year-old kid and you fart, that's the funniest thing on the planet. It is.
Oh yeah.
To them. Pull my finger. The world just got reinvented. And if you're into outdoors, you could fart and let the great air take it away. And that's what Oryx Outdoors does, one of our sponsors. To gear for people who definitely overestimate their outdoor skills, but still go anyway. You know the type. It's just a quick hike, a fart, 3 hours later you're lost, sunburn, arguing with your friend whose fault it is, and realize you brought one water bottle and the vibes. That's where Oryx comes in. Oryx Outdoors makes rugged, dependable gear to survive bad decisions, backpacks that don't rip when you overpack, cookware that can handle direct flame and emotional damage, and gear tough enough to make it through the rain. And we've had a lot of rain here in Vegas and in Los Angeles. I don't know about you in Arizona there, but wind, one friend who forgets to pack anything useful. Whether you're camping, tailgating, hiking, farting, or just standing outside pretending you're an outdoorsy person, Oryx has what you need. Right now, our listeners get 10% off their entire order. Just go to oryx/outdoors.com and use the code Fish Snacks at checkout. That's Fish Snacks, one word, all caps, because lowercase codes are for amateurs. Oryx Outdoors, built for the wild, tested by poor planning. Wow. Mm-hmm. This is our sports segment. And this is something we can all relate to. People get upset because right now at the end of the football season, coaches get fired. I don't get to being upset when every coach's contract is at least 3 years and it's guaranteed. For example, the Raiders fired Pete Carroll, makes $16 million a year. He coached 17 games. He's getting paid guaranteed the next 2 years, $32 million to sit on your ass. I don't want anyone to lose their job in sports, but if you're a coach and you get fired at a professional level, you're set for life. Just get the job and sign that contract. You're set for life. And with these, Jordan, my age, when I was your age, when guys played sports, they were on 1-year contracts. That's it. You like your job.
That's really the way it should be. You know what I mean? I just think
Absolutely.
that there's not a lot of people that can take advantage of that position, right? And there's so much talent out there. So much talent out there, man. And I just, let the underdog shine. There's plenty of guys that can play. Um,
Yeah.
but what happens is, people really get attached to their guys that they have on their team, right? And they want to see them continue on, um, but
But the problem is this: you give a guy, an athlete, a 4-year guaranteed $100 million contract. What's the incentive? The incentive is if I fuck up in my first year and I get injured, or what's the level of back when I hate to say this, I'm a broken record. Back when I was a kid, when players lost, you were in danger of losing your job the next year because it
mm,
wasn't guaranteed you come back. Now you're set for life on one contract. So my big fear, and I've talked this out with Snacks, is that guys don't care about us losing as much as they did back in the day, because for example, at your job, whatever you do, and you're into production and doing and producing videos. If you knew you were guaranteed a great salary for 4 years, no matter what, you could put out shit and you're guaranteed great money. Yes, you have an ego and you have pride and you want to do great work, but you'll sleep at night better, right?
yeah, and not only do they not care, right, about losing because they're getting paid regardless, but we have all this corruption going on in the industry with sports betting, right? So
Yeah.
they're getting paid to lose. They
Yeah.
probably make
It's,
more to lose, right?
well, yeah,
Um,
the NBA had this big scandal with guys prop betting.
right.
Now you're not the biggest sports avatar, but you'll understand this. You go, you and your girlfriend and a couple of buddies say, "Hey, man, I know for a fact that in the Phoenix Suns game, the the forward of the Phoenix Suns, it's over under 12 rebounds. Okay, I know for a fact he's going to get the under. Okay, so let's bet the under. So what he'll do if it's 12 or 13, he'll make sure he gets the under, so you get the
Right.
bet, and that's how.
Yeah. That's what I'm
And
saying.
that's the one thing that takes away from sports integrity and honesty is if you knew that sports were being fixed, no one would ever watch. So the networks get away from any of those type of scandals. But I
You think
guarantee you, there's fixings all the time.
you think the coaches are betting?
Yeah, I think everyone's betting. Yeah,
I mean, they're probably smart about it, right? Like, I'm not gonna just download DraftKings and bet
no.
if I'm a coach, but you can have
A,
your
co- uh,
cousin
a coach,
download.
the coach of the Arizona Cardinals. You're in Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
So they're playing the. So the coach of the Arizona Cardinals, I think his name is Jonathan Gannon. He could get to a guy who gets to a guy that gets to you, and you go to a local casino or you do it on your account, that there's never a paper trail to him, ever. And it's his money, but you think you're giving it to your buddy. That's because he's sworn a code of secrecy in the whole thing. But unfortunately, guys are dumb. There's a guy I forgot what his name was. Was it Calvin Ridley of the Tennessee Titans? Walked in the casino and bet. He was a wide receiver. I'm pretty sure it was him. You're gonna caught. There's stupidity at all levels, But yes, guys have figured out real creative ways of betting and getting away with it. And the problem is they're betting. When you bet on your own sport and you know something, coaches know something more than anything. They know if a guy's injured or not,
Yeah.
right? So it's something to keep an eye on. You know, there's heresy and hypocrisy and everything from the sports world. So we're going to jump in to a great article you found, and you brought up AI earlier in the show. And check this out: AI startups are raising millions to disrupt Hollywood. Read the pitch decks 8 used to get funding. So it's insane that AI is starting to transform Hollywood. This is why they went on strike, right? Actors and actresses and writers want to be able to control their content and not have anything computer wise or anything so whatever you call it out in the cloud make up their content.
Yeah.
So I
Yep.
don't know. Well, if they're trying to transform Hollywood, are filmmakers and audience, are they ready or not? In one of the most significant AI deals of 2025, Disney and OpenAI in December struck a 3-year licensing agreement where Disney will become, quote, the first major content license partner on Sora and invest $1 billion into the AI pioneer. Elsewhere, startups have been raising millions of dollars from venture capital firms in Hollywood and film and TV businesses like Moon Valley, content distribution. It's a challenging. I'm going to get your take on this after this next line. It's a challenging time for Hollywood. Budgets generally aren't what they used to be, Jordo, and studios know what they need to do, but they can make projects faster and cheaper. Enter an AI. Netflix and Amazon are the first two to try and get in with Paramount, Lionsgate, Sony, Edge, all these big studios. What do you think? What do you think the future is for Hollywood? I got to ask Max. He's pissed.
I know he's pissed, and I'm pissed too because I'm a full-time video producer, right? That's what I do for a living,
Right?
and it's scary. I mean, I've shot commercials for pretty large companies, right? And you know, all they need now is something like VO3 or Sora, right? And they can just make their own commercial. Now, luckily, Sora and VO3 is Google's version of AI, which is actually really good. I've used it. And they're what's good right now, at least with AI, is that it's getting there, but it's like companies still want a real commercial, right? So eventually, like, we'll get to a point where we can create full movies. Like, that's what they're trying to do, right? So, but in my industry, like, we'll get to a point where a company can just pay for an online platform like Sora or Veo3 and create full commercials that don't look fake, right? I actually just did what I do like though right now that it's not that advanced is that normally I would have to outsource animation. And so I was able to animate like a really, really high quality commercial with the animation done by Veo3. So I was able to animate clips and then I put them together, right? But the company still needed me to edit the clips and to create the clips, right? Because it's not just one full swoop. Now, eventually, and it's probably not that far ahead, a company's just going to be able to go on a site like that and just type in what they want. It'll spit out a commercial with real people, which they've already pretty much done, but you can tell it's AI. That's the issue right now. So once they get to a point where you can't tell it's AI, people like me are screwed, right? Because what do you need me with a camera for if you can just create realistic looking video footage?
Well,
That's the issue. That's
it's
the issue.
robotics. It's robotics too. Look at how many bartenders there are in Japan that are robots, and they say within 10 to 15 years, maybe 20, if they don't, they're going to have synthetic robots that look like Jordan Deck and Fish, and you can't tell that they're not real, and they'll be we're gonna by the time you're my age, buddy, you're gonna see shit that is that it? Hey, you're with your girlfriend or your wife at the time, and goes, I wonder if that's a real person or a robot,
Yeah.
and that iRobot movie with Will Smith that came out 20 years ago, 25 years ago, that could become
People
what?
used to joke about how, you know what I mean? Like like, oh, you sound like a conspiracy theorist, right? Talking about, oh, hey, robots are going to take over, and we're living it. We're living it. There's literally realistic robots right now that are
Yeah.
artificial intelligence is like the stuff that we have access to, like Sora and Veo3 and there's another one, Runway ML. Like those things are not. That's in ChatGPT. Like those things are pretty cool, but like they have far advanced AI technology right now. They just have not released it yet, right? And so I know that there's stuff out there because as technology comes out, we're probably like 15 years behind. Like we see like what's coming out in 15 years. Or we see now what came out 15 years ago, right? And the thing about, the AI in Hollywood, right, is that they have these deep fake actors, right? We've already talked about that on the show. Then they got the script writing AI, right? And we're not talking about ChatGPT, like we're talking about like advanced stuff like ChatGPT or like a platform that someone has trained. Like they pay these people, like a real writer, Hollywood writer, to sit there and write scripts, and it trains this computer to spit out scripts. Have you ever seen the South Park episode with when Butters or no Cartman pretends to be a robot?
No, I haven't.
And so he pretends to be a robot, and a Hollywood studio swoops him up and wants him to come up with script ideas for Adam Sandler movies. Right? We all know that Snacks loves Adam Sandler. I love Adam Sandler. But like that was the joke in there, is like in South Park, was that the like Cartman was the actual robot, right? But like the actual concept of a robot spitting out script ideas for stuff, that's happening right now. And
You
it's
think
just
about
scary.
think about this. You go look a little philosophical here. Think that in 1985, in the Mediterranean Sea, out the aircraft carrier Eisenhower, we shot a cruise missile over 842 miles and hit Muammar Gaddafi's house, who was a big enemy of the United States at the time, and killed his daughter. If we could do that in 1985, we could shoot a missile probably from Kazakhstan and hit my house right now. So what I'm bringing is what have they developed now that we don't know about, as far as technology, as far as weaponry, as far as medicine. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I think they've cured cancers. They're just not releasing it right now because you have to put, big pharma. There's a lot of X-Files out there, meaning that the world is kind of scripted, and AI is something. What they concerned about AI is AI could develop a virus that we can't cure or something like that, because it's a super cure. Look at the movie War. You ever see War Games that came out in '83? You with
Yeah, I
Matthew
saw it.
Broderick.
Yeah, Matthew
That a
Broderick.
computer in 1983, that a computer almost started World War III. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
and but just out of the concept of Hollywood, right? Like we can get into all the other stuff, but like just in the sense of Hollywood, right? Like they're doing it to reduce production, like production time and costs, right? So I get it, and if I was a high up executive in Hollywood, I probably would do the same thing, right? But at the same time, you're cutting out people like me, you're cutting out people like Brad, right? And so, but they're trying to reduce costs, right? And so, I don't know, man. It's just
Could I
we're
jump
coming
in
to
on
a
that?
point.
How are you going to know in 10 years if Jordan Deck's a talented actor right now, and you're real? How do you know in 10 years that they don't make an AI version or something? And how when you watch a movie, you don't know the person's AI or not? You can't tell if it's that if technology is that great. If you make
That's
someone look like a person, who's the what's the name of the actresses that Norfleet? What's the one they made that's an AI actress?
Tilly
Tina
Norwood.
Tina Norwood. Yes, Tina
Tilly
Norwood.
Tilly
Yeah. So
Norwood.
I mean, I can't tell that she's not real. Can you?
Yeah. No, but I can tell, but like if I didn't know about AI
Yeah.
as much, I
To the
probably wouldn't
casual
be able
eye,
to
right?
tell. Yeah. No, to the casual eye, she looks real for sure.
Yeah.
But they do have laws, I believe, in California right now that prevents anyone from using someone's likeness in AI, like at
Right.
all. Like they can't replicate it on the internet. They can't
Yeah.
replicate it anywhere, right? So hopefully we stick to that. It's
All right.
just if an AI software could write the perfect movie, writers are out of business, right? And it's just sad because we don't even have to think anymore. You know what I mean? Like we spend so much time developing content for this podcast, and it's like Hollywood, you're right. They got all this money. and they can't come up with their own movies. Like it's just
Can I go one step further? My wife's a school teacher and has been for 25, 27 years. And what worries her the most, when I was a kid, and even when you were a kid, maybe, if you had to do a book report on Benjamin Franklin, you had to go to the library, check out the books, do your research, and then write a paper. Kids are going right to Wikipedia right now. They're using AI. You're not learning. What AI is going to do is you're not teaching people to learn and use their creative mind. You could just go to a site and make it and think, oh, you know what? I'm going to write a script about two guys doing a podcast. A good looking 31-year-old kid jumps in and they split the atom. They figure out how to split the atom on a podcast. Boom, done. Script that comes out in 30 seconds. And it's scary, very scary what this world that we're heading into. And we'll see. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of good comes out of it, but you're right. I think Steve Jobs said it, Jordo, when he developed the internet in 1986 or something like that. The Apple guy who died unfortunately of cancer. He said, "quote I think I created the greatest invention for an information highway." And he paused, awkward pause, and he said, "But I believe in the future it'll also be one of the biggest bastards." And look at hacking, and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Look, you do it so.
And robots are already taking jobs, right? We know this,
Sure,
right?
bartending jobs.
So as a younger kid, I was in college and I had a video production job. I was doing videos for a company, and they had a warehouse. And I'm walking through the warehouse, and this was 13 years ago, and they had a robot just separating boxes, and it had a face, like not like a human face, but it had a digital face, and it would talk, and this was 13 years ago. So imagine like in another 10 years, like where we're gonna be at, like all the people working for Amazon, all the people working for restaurants. I've heard rumors that they're gonna replace waiters, right? It's just
Can I give
yeah,
you one
it
more?
has
Before we this great show that we did today in honor of the eater snacks bartenders, which I've done for 40 going on 46 years. So a bartender, a synthetic, the ones they have now, they look like almost like human, but they have that robot look to them. They'll card you. They'll get your driver's license and see Jordan Deck. And in a gigasecond, whatever that is, they have processed every one of you. If you're on social media, Instagram,
Yep.
and if you put on Instagram a picture of you and your girlfriend hiking or doing something in Phoenix, it'll say, "Oh, how was your trip to that?" And you're like, "What the fuck? This guy's having a con. How do you know?" And they know
This
about your
exists
life.
now?
They can do this now. Yeah,
Where? There's actual bars that have this?
Japan.
Oh, in Japan. Okay.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Japan's
I
way
believe
ahead
that.
of us
I
technology
believe that.
wise.
Yeah.
Way.
100%.
Japan has always been ahead of us
Yeah.
technology wise.
Well, they're making a lot of it. That's you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
sure. It
Yeah.
is. Well, young man, you were a valiant replacement, Mr. Producer. You're doing for the fat
I
man.
can't live up to snacks, man. We got to get back to it, man. This is such a great show. I'm honored to work with you guys and come up with content and all the stuff that we do. It's so great watching this show grow in such a short amount of time. And when Snacks comes back, we're gonna keep going, man. Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah, we're a good team, man. And thanks for subbing in today. This is Fish and Snacks number 28. That is Jordo, Fish Jr., Snacks Jr., Deck. I am the Fish Man. And hit the subscribe button. We'll be back next week with Fish and Snacks number 29.
29.